Hey, welcome back to another episode of Tech Tuesday on the Educational AD Podcast. We'll be back with today's Tech Tuesday guest, but we want to give a shout out to our podcast partners, We Coach and the Global Community of Women in High School Sports. These are two great organizations that you really need to be a part of. Global Community of Women in High School Sports and We Coach. And now let's hear from our podcast sponsors. We want to say thanks to Athletic Surveys by Lifetrack for sponsoring the AD Toolbox segment of our regular podcast. Go to athleticsurveys.com or email them at info@athleticsurveys.com. At my school, we use surveys for just about everything, and we found that the feedback was almost always positive, but surveys also allow that squeaky wheel parent to vent a little bit. Sometimes they're going to share a small issue that you can address and keep it from turning into a big issue because you didn't know about it because you hadn't done a survey. Go to athleticsurveys.com and talk to their professionals and let them help you take your athletic program from good to great. We also want to say thanks to Final Forms. Go to finalforms.com and find out how they can help your stakeholders, your coaches, and you. Final Forms can give your parents reminders about policies and physicals. They can help your coaches with attendance and communication. And for athletic directors, they can help you with eligibility and rosters and all the reports that come across your desk. It's time that you talk to a team that's walked in your shoes. To take the next steps, go to finalforms.com/Jake. That's finalforms.com/Jake to get started with Final Forms. We also want to say thanks to Huddle. Go to huddle.com. Over 200,000 teams use Huddle to help their athletes perform better. Huddle has the tools to help your teams, your coaches, and your athletes improve, and they're going to provide a professional-grade solution to the challenges that you and your coaches face. At Huddle, we believe in sports, and teams believe in Huddle. Join the 6 million users and find out how to turn your school into a Huddle school. We also want to thank Gipper. Go to Gipper.com and see how coaches are creating world-class marketing content for their school social media channels. You can do it in seconds on any device, and you don't need any design experience. Go to Gipper.com, use the podcast code ADPOD10, and get 10% off. That's Gipper.com. We also want to thank Snap Mobile. Go to onsnap.com. That's onsnap.com and check out their entire suite of platforms designed to help you as an athletic director do your job easier. Snap Raise is their fundraising platform. You can raise thousands of dollars and even get your money before you start your fundraiser. Snap Spend is their money management platform. Snap Store allows you to order custom spirit gear for your program. Snap Connect is their multilingual family engagement platform. And Snap Manage will help you design an entire website. You can find it all at onsnap.com. That's onsnap.com. We also want to say thanks to Hometown Ticketing, the leading digital ticketing provider to schools and colleges. Go to hometownticketing.com. They're going to show you how to set up and sell your tickets online, scan your attendees, collect your revenue, and every step of the way, you'll have a dedicated client success manager. They'll even show you how to sell tickets for things like school dances, school plays, even graduation. You can find it all at hometownticketing.com. We also want to thank Wall of Fame by Vital Signs. They're on a mission to bring your school's legacy to life. If you're looking for a really cool way to recognize your school's Hall of Fame or display your school's record boards for all your sports, go to vitalsignswalloffame.com and check out their interactive touchscreen consoles and their library of templates, which will help you recognize the athletic achievements of your students, both past and present. Go to vitalsignswalloffame.com and let them help you showcase your school's diverse history and your proudest moments. You can also email them at sales@vitalsignswalloffame.com for more information. And we want to thank Sideline Interactive for their support. Go to sidelineinteractive.com and check out their indoor scoring tables and video boards. They not only generate income for your department, but also create the ultimate game day experience for your student athletes. Go to sidelineinteractive.com and you can schedule a live web demo and see their tables and their boards in action. You can also email them at sales@sidelineinteractive.com to see exactly what their fantastic products can do for you. That's sidelineinteractive.com. Hey, welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Tech Tuesday on the Educational AD Podcast. This is Tech Tip number 20, and we've got an old friend, Scott Paine, back to share with us. Scott's a certified master athletic administrator, longtime AD, now kind of a tech guru. He's also the founder of AthletiTech Consulting, very active in the athletic director world. So Scott Paine, welcome back to Tech Tuesday. And what do you have for our listeners?
Hey, thanks, Jake. Happy Tuesday, guys. Today, the next episodes that I'm going to be doing, I'm going to kind of take us into just Google. I think Google as a whole is a great place for athletic directors in any type of school district to take advantage of. And the first one I'm going to hit on right here is what we call as the Google Workspace account. And this is the housing account that you would used to probably call the Google G Suite. And this houses everything that Google does. Google Slides, Google Sheets, Google Docs, Google Keep, your Google Drive, your Gmail. I know in school district world, right, you probably are either Microsoft or your Google. And for those of you that are Microsoft, I would just say that looking into the Google Workspace account would be highly advantageous for you in terms of you could just make a personal account for yourself to use, or you could make a school-based athletic department account and just work with your IT department to ensure that you are in compliance with whatever they need for security purposes. But the Google Workspaces allows you more control and more features that allow you to secure your data, have documents that are collaborative and highly effective for you. And you can leverage, certain features and programs within it to, for one, make your department more collaborative, more streamlined, and then you can easily move everything you do in your athletic department to a paperless type system. And all of what it is in Google, all those different applications that live within Google Workspace are all at your fingertips, app-based on your computer, and you can utilize them with your coaches and your secretaries, your assistant ADs if you have those. But it really makes you able to do a lot of things while not having to utilize your budget money to do things that maybe other athletic departments that have more of a budget would be using different companies to do some of these tasks. So if you're an athletic director that either wants to streamline your department more and make it paperless, you can use this product, the Google Workspace, to do that. And if you're also an athletic director that maybe is in a school district that doesn't have the funding, I know a lot of those exist, this would be the best place for you to start in making your own website for your company or for your athletic department, making your own forms and whatnot for eligibility and being able to get that data from parents and make it a really cool experience interactively for your parents, your coaches, and your students, as well as your community, for you to be able to be highly efficient and effective at what you do. And I'm going to dive in all my next episodes into different features within this workspace, but this is where you would start to understand what all these different products could do for you is with the Google Workspace account. And it is free and there is no charge for you.
Well, again, I was fortunate to be at a few years ago, be at a Google school. And so, there was a lot of learning, a lot of hands-on stuff. For somebody like me, older AD, less tech savvy, who's not into the Google system yet, what are some, quick pointers? I know you said you're going to be going into it in later episodes, but maybe what's, one or two quick things they can do to get started?
Yeah, absolutely, Jake. Well, how about I'm going to hit on the point where, you were a Google school. So a lot of times some people that are already in Google schools maybe don't even take advantage of everything that the Google products do. So if you're already in a Google school, I do want to highly, tell you should take, look into all the different products that they offer, because most likely there's a chance you might be already paying for services that you could use through a Google product that your school already pays for. Now, to the point that you just made with, if you're a more experienced athletic director who maybe isn't as wanting to get into the tech basis of some of these items, either leverage some, younger coaches in your department to maybe take advantage of some of this for you, delegate to elevate, or 613, LTI 613, literally we take you through this exact piece of Google. It's called the Google Workspace, and we dive really deep into how to utilize it hands-on in the LTI course. I would also point out that in multiple state organizations for your state conferences, there's at least one workshop in most that I've seen that offer some form of how to use Google or how to leverage technology for your athletic department. So I would look into those resources. You're also more than happy to reach out to me. My contact is in the show notes, and I'm happy to hop on a Zoom and walk you through just some of the basic things and get you set up appropriately. And obviously you'll hear that through some of my other Tech Tip Tuesdays as we dive into Google.
Okay. Again, appreciate you sharing. And for an AD like me, who's too lazy to look at those show notes, go ahead and give out your website and your email address if you could.
Yeah, absolutely. My email address is athletitechconsulting@gmail.com. You can also do paine.scott@gmail.com. You can find me on LinkedIn. And then you can also, if you're on Twitter, you can hit me on Twitter as well. I'm at Coach Paine. Any of those methods work for me, how you want to contact me. And then my website, it's athletictechconsulting.com as well. It's pretty easy to find me through any of the social media lines as well. So,
right. And I can attest, Scott's very active on LinkedIn and Twitter. And for you NIAAA members, his information is in the NIAAA members portal. You can always look up. Scott Paine, always a pleasure to visit with you. Thanks so much for sharing with our listeners today, and all the best moving forward.
Hey, appreciate it, Jake. Hey, welcome to the sport of technology. I want to help you get in the game.
I love it. I love it. For our listeners, remember the Zoom recordings of each interview get uploaded to the Educational AD Podcast YouTube channel, so you can watch as well as listen. We appreciate you listening today. Come back next Tuesday for another tech tip, and just about every day on the Educational AD Podcast. We'll see you next time. Thanks again for listening to today's tech tip. We do want to thank our sponsors. Check them out. Go to their website. Huddle, Hometown Ticketing, Gipper, On Snap, that's Snap Mobile, Final Forms, Vital Signs, Wall of Fame, Athletic Surveys by LifeTrack, and Sideline Interactive. Again, great products, great sponsors. Please check them out. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time on the Educational AD Podcast.